Welcome back, guys. This is episode 4 of the Back of the House Boys podcast show, whatever you want to call it. Angel, aka 60, back with you.
Buck, clock in.
Yeah, it's time to clock in. We're going in for the second shift. This is going to be the second time recording this. Last night we had some technical difficulties, so this is
But
being
it's all good.
recorded on Friday, the day after Thursday night football, and some college football games. So we'll review those as well. But yeah, just had some technical difficulties, but we're gonna redo it and hopefully hit on some points that we missed and kind of just redo this all over again. All right, so I took some notes for the college football week 4. I'll just go down my list, like I said, and if you want to stop, feel free to stop me. If you also took some stuff, feel free to jump in. But just to start off, obviously my first note was Alabama. Alabama fan, so I just said Alabama looked better with Milroe as opposed to the USF game a couple weeks back, but there's still a lot to learn. The first half was a little slower but I mean I think it was just trying to understand what Ole Miss was throwing at them, and also Milroe was benched a whole entire game the week prior. But definitely still a lot to learn. But they're when they're hitting on all cylinders, this team is dangerous, in my opinion. So just wanted to point that out there, and then also the coaching turnover. That's another big issue. Is just the fact that we change coordinators pretty much yearly, if not every 2 years, 3 years, and for a team to keep doing that, it's just going to affect the offense. It's going to affect the defense, and Alabama has little margin of error because of what their track record is. So that's just my reasoning behind that. Just this team is young. Well, it's not really young. It's they're loaded with like mid-year sophomores, like a few freshmen here and there, but a lot of juniors that haven't seen much playing time because of the dominance of the other guys that were there before them. Um, Still a lot to learn, but I think this team can get dangerous, especially once they find their footing and get everything under control and do what they can do. Another thing, since we recorded this yesterday, we get to talk about stuff that happened yesterday and today. Another thing was with Alabama is Deontay Lawson, the starting middle linebacker. He could miss a few weeks, so that's something to keep an eye out on. Jahad Campbell stepped in last week whenever he went out with an injury. He is, I think I want to say he's a redshirt freshman. He was there last year. He could be a redshirt freshman or it could be a sophomore. I can't remember if we burned his redshirt or not. But freak athlete, like just a cute big guy, fast 40, just everything you would want out of a middle linebacker, and hopefully he steps in and just fills that role. He led the team in tackles last week, so that was a really good sign. And smart guy, and just hope he can step in and fill that role for Lawson while he's missing, some time. FSU, next one on my list. They get that win in Clemson
Yeah.
after dreading playing Clemson for years. I think the last time they won was Jalen Ramsey was there.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So, I mean, yeah. So I think that would. So yeah, I think Florida State dodges Notre Dame this year, and so the only real. I think they have two ranked opponents left. Well, three, because Florida's ranked now. They have Duke, um, Duke, Miami, and Florida are the only ranked opponents that they have left. So I don't know. They shouldn't really meet any more real roadblocks, I guess you could say.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. It's college football. Anything can happen. So
I
we'll see.
mean, yeah, I have on here that they're kind of on the back end of their season now. It's just kind of a cruise control. It's control what's in front of you, and you will be in the playoff. You
Hmm.
know, the odds of them seeing Clemson again is really slim since they have two losses. So it's probably
Yeah.
going to be FSU, UNC. I can't remember if they're in the conference or top two. I want to say they're in the top two thing where like the two best teams in the conference play for the
Yeah.
championship. So I mean, I think you're going to probably get a FSU, UNC, and I'm not a UNC hater, but I don't think UNC is on their level. So I mean, yeah,
Duke UNC They do play each other later this year, though.
Yeah. If or Notre Dame has Duke this week. Yeah. Never mind. But yeah, it's I just think they're on the back end, just kind of cruising. As long as you control what you can control, and have no issues during that course. You pretty much are guaranteed a playoff spot. And at that they could be like a 1 or a 2 seed, depending on what happens in front of them. But yeah, I mean, kind of squeak one out in Clemson. That was a little too close for Mike Norvell than he wanted. But I mean, Clemson, like I was saying last week, just I think they could have won that one. They could have, if it wasn't for bad
The field
calls.
goal, right?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it was bad coaching, like calls, like it's like, why are you running a screen 3rd and 1? Hand the
Oh
fucking
yeah,
ball off, hand it off,
saw
get that
that. Yeah.
first down, get a score, take this into second OT. And again, the problem with the kicker, they could have won this in regulation. I mean, yeah, there was time left for Florida State to go down and do something, but if you have the lead with a minute left, you would have had a better odd of winning the game than if you did in overtime. So, I mean, just kind of shows you that transfer portal stuff that we've been talking all year and on the show as well. Just when are they going to adapt? You know, but so that's it with FSU. Oregon whips Colorado. Don't have much to say. I kind of called it last week. I don't think Colorado is a fraud team. I just don't think they're there yet.
No, yeah, they'll definitely make a bowl, I think, which is great for them. Um, because 6 wins compared to 1 win last year. I mean, that's definite improvement. But I mean, yeah, it's bringing a lot of. I think we've discussed this ad nauseum, like everybody else has. But like Dion being coach is great, looking at it. But I mean, it can also be like it attracts a lot of casuals, as we like to say here. But like thinking that Colorado could, you know, possibly run the Pac-12, that just wasn't feasible. Like that just wasn't possible with like how good Oregon, USC, Utah, Washington, all those teams are. So. But I mean, like I said, I think they'll make a bowl, so that's really good for them. And Shador's still a dog. Travis Hunter's still a dog.
Yeah, I mean they've got plenty of talent and they've got a lot of recruiting that they're doing,
Yeah.
especially that came in this year and that are coming in next year. I mean, they're going to be a team to reckon with in the Big 12 next year because they're
Yeah.
moving, but they're just not there yet. I mean, 1 win last season, they've already beat that, and I think they'll definitely make a bowl, like you were saying, but it's just. I mean, I don't think they're a conference champ yet. Well, they're not going to be a Pac-12 champion because they're not there anymore. But yeah, I mean, they're a good team, not there yet. Oregon is a better team. Oregon is a good team. I don't think they're as good as Colorado made them look, but their offense is good. But like I said, Colorado wasn't there yet for me. We'll really figure out what Oregon's about in a few weeks. I think they got a pretty good slate coming up soon, just because the Pac-12 is strong this year. I think they have 5 teams in the top 10 right now. So
Jeez.
we'll figure out what Oregon's about. Utah is still winning without Rising. They got a bigger game this weekend, but I mean they beat UCLA, who has a freshman quarterback. So I mean, in some cases that could be an issue because he is a freshman, but the guy is also a freak.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, it was a real defensive game, but for me, for Utah to keep winning the way they are, and especially without Rising, that's why they're my pick to be a three-peat for Pac-12 champs. I mean, especially once Rising comes back, I just think that, I mean, the teams that are doing good this year is the people that have a returning quarterback at the moment. I mean, you look at Washington, you look at USC, you look at Oregon, you look at Texas. Georgia's still winning, but they haven't been tested yet.
Yeah.
FSU, Jordan Travis has been there since I was, in high school. So, but I'm just saying, once Rising comes back, I just don't think I think they turn it up to another level. hopefully they don't lose until he comes back, but they got a big game this weekend, which we'll preview in just a bit. LSU, just inconsistency. At times this team scares me, and then at times I just don't think this team is good at all. For them to, you know, kind of stand FSU up for like 3 quarters and then get hammered at the end, and then for them to get, almost walked at home in a night game against Arkansas, who's struggling. It's just, I don't know what this team is. They could be 2-2 at the moment.
That's the Brian Kelly enigma. You don't know what this team is.
Yeah. At times I want to be scared of this team, being an Alabama fan. Well, not scared, but like, obviously I respect them. But at times I'm like, all right, it's going to be a fight. And then the other times I'm like, this is probably going to be a walk.
Is it in LSU or is it in
No,
Alabama this
it's
year?
at Alabama. The two we lost this past year.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah,
get
they went
Tennessee
overtime.
and
Forgot about
LSU
that.
at home.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So I feel confident. Real quick, going to A&M next week. We do have a road game this week, so I guess you would say we're on upset alert just because it's a road game, conference play, 9 p.m. game, which we'll preview in just a bit. But next week, just to get a little bit ahead, but not really, we're at A&M. I think it's going to be a 3:30 kickoff, but starting quarterback went out. Connor Wigman out for the season with a foot injury. So we'll talk about that one a little more next week. But yeah, LSU, just inconsistency. Like I said, at times these guys look like world beaters, and then other days they look like, UAB. Or no, UAB put up points. They just don't look good other days. But yeah, Washington State is one of probably the team of the week for me. Yeah, the score looks a lot closer against Oregon State than it should have, than it was, because of like not garbage time points, but Oregon State had a 21-point fourth quarter. Like they really had to.
Dang.
Yeah. But I mean, if you take away those 21 points, look at the score. This team is, in my opinion, the dark horse of the Pac-12. They don't get as much shine because Washington is doing good, because USC's there, because Oregon is doing good, and Utah, I mean, they're doing good, but they're the back-to-back champs. So, I mean, watch out for Washington State. Their wide receivers, Kyle Williams, Josh Kelly, both putting up great numbers. They get overshadowed because of, I forget the names of the wide receivers at Washington, but watch out for Washington State to make some noise and definitely be in there. They look like they're just as good as the other guys in that conference. But yeah, OSU, Ohio State, survives Notre Dame in Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really big game. And Egbuka just, continues to shine. And, I know he's a first round draft pick in my opinion, but, just for him to do what he can do, and then, Marvin Harrison being bottled up, and at time he left that game with an injury at one point.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to talk about that, I know you watched that one in its entirety as well.
I had I was at a wedding this Saturday, and you know how we feel about fall weddings around here. um, but no, this is the only game I watched. Got the chance to watch this weekend, and yeah, the defense on both sides was stout all game, honestly. And then when they get drives going, I don't know. This game was just really back and forth, like low scoring battle. Um, Sam Hartman had a really good game. There was one tight end for Notre Dame that had, I can't remember his name, but he looked really good.
For Notre Dame.
For Notre Dame, yeah. And then, but yeah, just Notre Dame's defense just falling apart on the last drive. They let up like 2 big first downs. One of them was massive, like 3rd and 19. They converted. Like that's crazy. So, and also the last two plays of the game, Notre Dame had 10 men on defense. Like defensive breakdowns like that, like can't happen, in a huge game like that, huge spot. So, we'll see. I don't think we've heard the last Notre Dame. Obviously, like there's no reason to write them off. Like that'll be a good loss or whatever. Like if Ohio State keeps winning, so I mean they have to play. They play Duke this week. They still have USC. They still have some big games left. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when it comes to the tight end, Mitchell Evans, I think that's the one.
mm,
He's a junior. Notre Dame just produces tight ends, so I'm sure this guy is
yeah.
putting up some good numbers. But yeah, yeah, it was a really good game, really hard fought, a lot of defense. Just kind of those old school games that you watch. And but yeah, it was really good. I was hoping Notre Dame could sneak it out just because I thought they kind of earned it the way they you
Yeah.
know just held OSU to nothing. Just
Hmm.
lackluster offense because this offense is good. I mean, at moments they look limited because of Kyle McCord,
Hmm.
but they definitely find a way, and they found a way. They walked it off last play of the game. To
Hmm.
do it in Notre Dame. That's Notre Dame kind of, or in South Bend. Notre Dame kind of, like you said, sold the bag by only having 10 people on the last two plays. But I mean, that's what happens. When big moments, piss down your leg. Yeah. So, no, I'm kidding. Just I mean, you can see who wanted it more. You make mistakes when it matters, and they made more mistakes, especially at the end. It cost them.
If I were Ohio State, I would watch out for Penn State.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Penn State, the next one on my list. Just what they've been doing is insane. I mean, casual take obviously, but just really good team. Michigan, Ohio State. There's someone else there. So if I was a Michigan Ohio State fan, I'd be worried. I think the good thing about Ohio State is it's in Ohio State this year, so they get that home field advantage. If they were to play in Penn State, I don't think they make it out of there alive. I mean, just the atmosphere
Mm.
there is. I mean, but we'll get to that game a little in the future. When it does come around. Iowa, the offense is horrendous. Just not great. I think I saw a stat where the Penn State ran more plays than Iowa had yards. That right there is
Good
insane
lord.
for a
Yeah.
defense to do that. That's like, I mean, especially with Iowa, they're not like they're a brand. They're a Power Five team.
Yeah.
It happens, but man, it's crazy. Michael Penix Jr. Washington just continue to show why they're top 10 team. Like I said earlier about Wazoo, being the dark horse in my opinion. This team just continues to ball out, continues to show why they're a top team in the nation, and Michael Penix is again having Heisman stats. I don't think he's thrown less than 400 yards a game. So keep an eye out for that.
He might be. He threw 300, so he definitely
Oh,
hasn't thrown below 300.
well, there you go. He's thrown below 300.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean that's in itself is
Still crazy. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. Um, Kansas was my last note for the week. Um, I think this was an unranked matchup between BYU
Yeah.
and Kansas, but Kansas is undefeated and kind of leads us into the preview of this coming up week, and that's Kansas visiting Texas.
Hmm.
That's gonna be a really big game. 3:30 kickoff. I'm pretty sure here on the East Coast, but yeah, Kansas has a. So we're kind of jumping into the preview now. Um, Kansas has a top-rated red zone offense and offense in general, but Texas has a top-rated red zone defense and defense in general. I think they have a really good pass defense, and obviously Kansas is a passing offense. So it should be a really good game. Maybe a lot of scoring. Conference game. I think. Excuse me. Can't remember if last year if Texas won that game or not. If they even played each other, I could be wrong, but should be a good game in Texas. So, like I
Was it
said,
2 years ago that Kansas beat Texas?
yeah, it was probably been a while. It's probably been a while. The I remember the it was like the start of the NIL, like It was like
It
an
was like what?
Applebee's. It was like the start of NIL. Like one of the tight ends got like an Applebee's NIL because he's like, I always go for two or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it should be a good game. Like I said, it's for both of these teams to be undefeated and ranked. You know, it's pretty cool. I kind of wish it was in Kansas. I would love to see Kansas win this. I'm not a hater, but you know, it happens. But I will also say that I would like to see Texas win this because it keeps flexing our loss. The thing about Alabama is they played a good Texas team, but no one cares because Alabama lost. So whatever. But moving into the this weekend slate real quick, you know, we'll get through this and then we'll move on to NFL. Um, Good matchup today if you're watching this on Friday. It's Utah, Oregon State at 9 p.m. here in the East Coast. Like I said, Utah's still winning without rising. This should be a really good game, especially because Dante Moore is a freshman, but DJ is a senior. So should be a better competition. Oregon State is favored at home. So I mean, I'd like to see this game, see what Utah's really about when they're facing I guess a veteran quarterback. Yeah, Mertz has been in the league for a while, but you know, just new system, new coach. Florida didn't really have a chance there in that game, in my opinion. But Oregon State, I mean, I know DJ is new there, but should be a really good matchup. And if you're not doing anything Friday night, you know, I'd recommend that.
Mhm.
And so going down into the Saturday slate, Alabama, Mississippi State is first on my list. The biggest thing about it is a 9 p.m. kickoff in Mississippi State, which is
On the
already
East
one of
Coast.
yeah, which is
Crazy.
already one of the loudest stadiums, you know, in the SEC. So over the past couple of years, we have embarrassed Mississippi State. So I think they're kind of looking to turn it up this weekend, especially you know with Alabama visiting. Should be a really good game. Got to respect everybody. I think we'll win just because I'm a fan. You know, I have confidence in my team, but it could be a close one. I hope it's not because I'd like to sleep at night, but we'll see. um, but yeah, that's Alabama, Mississippi State, and then going down the list, Penn State, Northwestern. I think you said something about the James Franklin.
Yeah. He Penn State has been practicing in silence this entire week because that's like an 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. kickoff
Yeah, I think
in
it's
Illinois over there.
yeah, I think it's at Central Time.
Yeah. So yeah, and Northwestern, not like I mean, they're in shambles. Like their head coach situation, everything. I'm not sure if they've won, honestly.
Oh,
They might have.
they're 2-2.
I don't know. Oh wow, never mind. But I
But
mean, still.
yeah, I mean
I mean, I don't.
they played
Who they played?
well, they beat UTEP and Minnesota. So
Ah,
Duke,
well, there you
Rutgers.
go. But no, I mean, Penn State is gonna. They're just gonna come in and do what they do. So
Yeah. Another one is the 11 a.m. kickoff for USC Colorado. I think that's Central Time.
that
Which, if it's Mountain Time,
yeah,
that'd be even worse because that's 10
that's
o'clock.
10, isn't it? That might be Mountain Time.
Yeah. Yeah. USC Colorado just well Penn State Northwestern just you know should kind of handle business, but USC Colorado, um, big.
That is a 10 a.m. kickoff.
Oh god,
Sorry to
that's
interrupt you. That's
nah.
insane.
Yeah. USC Colorado. I mean, should be a really big game, especially with like popularity. A lot of you know celebrities will definitely be at that game. USC, you know that West Coast vibe, and
Mhm.
Colorado obviously with what they've been doing. Yeah, they got embarrassed last week, but you know, like I said, they're a bowl team this year, definitely.
Mhm.
USC should handle business, just the veteran team, but
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, these guys might come out to play, and you know, actually, you know, it's college football. That's why we
Anything
watch.
can happen, man. The
You know,
beauty of the
this
sport.
just a casual take. You know, we're just casuals here, but
Yeah.
you know, just voicing our opinion. But you know, I got USC just handling the business, but Colorado. I mean, you never know. Maybe they shock the world this weekend. Florida, Kentucky. Both are, or Kentucky's undefeated, but not ranked. Yeah, that's casual, whatever. But it's in Kentucky. It's at Kentucky. Um, I don't think Florida is who people say they are. I mean, yeah, they beat Tennessee, but other than the Tennessee win, it's just lackluster. I mean, I'm not saying Tennessee isn't good, but they were at home.
Yeah.
Tennessee
Yeah.
visited.
The swamp
Tennessee,
is a different animal. Yeah.
Tennessee, just didn't handle everything. They were in. So I mean,
Kentucky, good.
yeah, no, I'm just saying, just I think Kentucky kind of shows us who Florida really is, kind of like Utah did in the
Yeah.
first week.
Um, dude, I'm looking at Kentucky's upcoming here. They have a gauntlet to go through. Florida this week. Next week, Georgia at Georgia. And then bye week, undefeated Missouri at home, Tennessee at home, at Mississippi State, Alabama at home, and then
Yeah, I know we go to Kentucky. That's gonna be like November, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. But that stretch, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Tennessee, it's all ranked.
Yeah,
But I mean,
I'm.
rankings don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. But I mean, kind of like I said, it's just I think Kentucky will show us what Florida really is. I'm not saying Kentucky's a great team, but I think I have confidence in Devin Leary. Wanted him to be the Alabama QB, but other plans happen. So I mean, Kentucky I think
And
kind of takes this, but
this is truly like Kentucky's first test. I mean, they played Vanderbilt last week, so they're 1-0 in SEC play, but Vandy gonna Vandy, so
you
yeah.
know. Georgia Auburn in Jordan Hare, so at Auburn.
Mhm.
Should be a really good game just because Carson Beck hasn't really been on a road game, so you don't really
Yeah.
know what to expect. I mean, kind of like Jalen Milroe with Mississippi State, you don't really know what to expect. I mean, it is SEC play, it is conference play, and you are on the road. I mean, this
Mhm.
is if anybody is favored, it's the home team because you're on the road. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
the last thing you want to do is play on the road at SEC and an SEC schedule. Georgia
Mhm.
should be tested for sure in this game. They should win the game, but the last thing you want to do is, kind of push over Auburn. If anybody was to beat the number one ranked team in the nation, it would be Auburn. It always happens. This team will beat Auburn and then lose the rest of the fucking year. It happens. They could win two more games this year, and it could be Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just the team Auburn is. That's what happens. But yeah, it should be a really good game. Carson Beck, I want to see what he's really about, especially when it comes to a road game, and
Yeah.
see what this Georgia team is about. Auburn, I don't have much confidence in, especially after how bad they looked against A&M last week. You know, but we'll see. It should be a good game. Definitely I'm gonna keep my eyes on. Michigan, Nebraska. Don't really need to talk about that one. But Kansas, Texas, kind of already talked about that one. Like I said too, it
Yeah.
should be a really good game. Texas should win it, but conference play, both ranked, undefeated. Last thing you want to do is let someone come into your house and kick your ass. I mean, shout out Alabama. We got rolled by Texas. So Missouri,
LSU Ole Miss.
yeah,
Oh,
Ellis. Oh,
Missouri.
sorry, sorry. Just real quick, I don't really need to talk about Missouri, but I will. Just they're undefeated. Luther Burden, Brady Cook, I think that's his name. Um,
Yeah.
Definitely a good offense. Last year gave Georgia trouble, so just
Hmm.
keep an eye out on Missouri. It's definitely a sleeper, especially in the East. I mean, for them to be
Hmm.
undefeated, it'll go a long way. Just kind of let them handle the process. Should be 1-0 again this weekend, so we'll
Yeah.
see. LSU Ole Miss night game in the SIP. After what happened last week, I think Lane is, and especially last year, I think this was the game that LSU kind of just when they changed it, turned the tide.
Yeah.
They turned the tide.
Didn't Ole Miss lead the West at one point,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah,
LSU beat them?
yeah, yeah. LSU kind of just after this game last year just started rolling, and then started rolling the tide. You know, literally. But should be a good game. Definitely keep my eyes on it as well. Like I said, LSU just inconsistency. Uh, Ole Miss looking to bounce back, especially after the embarrassment of last week. Just did not look good on offense. At points they looked good, but that second half was horrendous for the team. So I expect them to bounce back, maybe even get this dub. So Oregon, Stanford, don't need to say anything. Oklahoma, Iowa State, neither. Notre Dame, Duke should be a really good game, but I think Notre Dame will expose Duke for who they are. Just not saying they're a bad team, but they've been riding off that Clemson high. So
yeah. I mean, if Duke wins, like
I mean
they are
should
legit,
I could be a fucking casual right now and just prove me wrong, Duke. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Not saying that you're watching this, but prove me wrong. That'd be
Riley
pretty cool.
Leonard, if you're watching this, prove us wrong.
Riley Leonard, if you're watching this, there's a reason you didn't get recruited by Alabama schools. Holds that against us and fucking meets us in a bowl game, Auburn or Alabama. South Carolina, Tennessee, night game, revenge game for Tennessee. I'll let you get into it, but I will say Spencer Rattler's birthday weekend. So
it would be nice to rain on his parade, but he's rolling right now, and I'm having a lack of confidence, especially in the one real SEC game we played. We looked awful. It was in the swamp, granted, but I don't know. Couldn't get anything going. Hopefully, I think Cooper Mays is back, one of their starting offensive linemen. I think he's finally back this week.
He's at center, right?
That'd be a huge help. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the commander of the line. He's been there for I think this is 4 years now. I think he's a senior.
Yeah, he probably is a senior. I think so.
But yeah, hopefully that'll help. And the environment, just kneeling at night, hopefully will help a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's a road
Hopefully
SEC game.
Confuse their offensive line. Yeah, they'll confuse South Carolina's offensive line. Hopefully, but hopefully they can generate a pass rush as well.
Leggett, just that name, it could be a really big name in Tennessee this weekend, or it could be, just freak.
Yeah,
just putting up catches on Georgia last week. So
yeah, be prepared to hear a lot of Leggett over Kamal Haddon. Shout out Kamal Haddon if he's watching this.
Yeah, I mean, should be a really good game. Night atmosphere. So I'll definitely be tuning into this one. USC at UTK. So
USC Junior at USC is actually in Colorado.
Oh, okay. Anyways, USC. But anyways, Washington at Arizona, business handled. And to round out the top 25 slate, Fresno State gets Nevada. Fresno State is undefeated.
Shout out Fresno State, man.
Yeah. Shout out to the group of five.
Making noise.
Yeah, real quick, just looking through the non-25 slate. I know I did see a couple games. A&M Arkansas in AT&T Stadium should be a really good game. Just a rivalry game. Clemson Syracuse. Syracuse is undefeated. Clemson has 2 losses, so that'd be a game to watch right there. And feel free to jump in if you see me just go over one.
I think you've hit. I think you hit most of them. Oh, I just saw Colorado State. It reminded me. Did you see that? Where
him and Travis met.
Yeah, Henry Blackburn. Is that his name?
Yeah.
The corner who hit him or whatever.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That dude's been getting death threats, and it had to come to that. They had to make an apology video, and for Travis Hunter to be like, "No, it's good. It's football."
It's just that casual mindset, hype. Bro.
That's the Dion hype. And
I mean, we're casuals, but
we are casuals, but
we're not calling for people's heads.
No, right? And that's a sports fan who know who Dion is that watch football.
That's hey, I watch Dion play for the Cowboys. That's those guys. That's the people that are doing that. They're the ones that play basketball, but they can't play it right now because it's football season. Those are those people, or those people that watch I don't know, the people that just tune in to ESP or follow ESPN on Instagram. You know, if you follow ESPN on Instagram, just you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it should be a pretty good weekend. Not too many like nothing too crazy, but I mean it's college football. You never know what
College
to
football,
expect.
man.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why we watch it. You know, that's why we're a little bit of a higher casual, but but anyways,
NFL, man.
yeah. Going rolling into NFL, just trying to keep this rolling. Like I said, we recorded this last night, but issues, technical difficulties. So hopefully get this up today. And thank you for sticking around. Now we're gonna go into NFL, and after that we'll round it out. So my notes: Giants 49ers game. Nothing really to say about it. So just
No.
kind of didn't take notes on that one. The
Yeah.
Dolphins was the first one on my list. 70 points, just crazy. I mean, these are high school numbers. I had 70 dropped on my head in high school, so I can imagine what the Broncos felt like. I won't tell you how much we scored just because reasons, but yeah, there was 70 points on us, and it wasn't fun. So I mean, these guys are making this look too easy. I think I saw a clip where Tua was like, "We're not going out there to try and embarrass teams. It just kind of happens."
That's cold.
Yeah, dude. Like he's just unintentionally just funny. Just, but the biggest thing for me about this game was that we scored 70, but we did not have Waddle, and just
That's
kind
crazy.
of shows you that like we could have broke the record. I think we were in field goal range, but it got chippy at the end. I mean, obviously, if you were the team that got a fucking record broken on you, I mean, you're not going to be happy. So
No.
shout out to Mike McD for taking the knee.
Dude, that
But
guy's so funny. Just like
no, yeah, I mean, dude,
the
it's awesome,
it's
man.
like the
It's
halftime inter
yeah,
this is the halftime interview where he was like they were playing the Patriots, I think,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And like he starts jogging off and just like stares at the camera and just like sprints to
yeah. Another one
the
from that
locker room.
one was the one where he like they were asking him, they're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm not doing
Oh yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just awesome, man. I'm glad we finally have a coach that loves Tua and kind of shows him and appreciates him and just I I mean it's a good time to be a Dolphins fan. Yeah, I looking into the preview real quick. Just playing the Bills this week. We'll talk a little bit about that later. I'm a little nervous about it, but I think we got the right coach to kind of get these guys motivated and have these guys backs.
Yeah.
But to keep going down the list, just real quick before we get into the preview, Colts beating the Ravens, especially without Richardson. That's absurd.
On the road.
In my opinion, I just kind of counted them out. But yeah, that's why I'm a fucking casual. But yeah, Matt Gay had the performance of his fucking life, scoring like 50-yard field goals in fantasy, and he's the sole reason I lost. So shout out
Dang.
Matt Gay. Thanks for having a
Shout
great
out
game.
Raheem Mustard though.
Yeah.
For the Dolphins. So.
Oh yeah, 2 running backs, 4 touchdowns. Devon Achane has 4 career touchdowns, and they came in that game. So
They all belong against the Denver Broncos.
yeah, that's absurd. If you picked up Achane, good for you. Don't think he's dropping 50 again though. But who knows? I'm a fucking casual. If I wasn't a casual, I would have known he would have dropped 50 points. So
Yeah.
but yeah, Browns or Colts beating the Ravens. Ravens, I kind of expected more, but whatever. Lamar probably figured it out. Browns dismantling the Titans. That's just
Yeah.
didn't expect that. I mean, I knew the offense sucked for the Titans, but Derrick Henry said he took that personally this past weekend. Looking into jumping into this week. So if you have Derrick Henry, I mean, he said he took it personally. Start him in your lineup. Who knows?
Might as well.
But yeah, Pats continue the streak against the Jets.
The Jets.
The Jets are horrible, and even legends coming out and saying that Zach Wilson needs to get the fuck out. But also, Mac Jones isn't a dirty player. He's just a really good competitor. So I just wanted to get that out there.
He just likes to party. All right.
Yeah.
Just likes to party and then drink occasionally.
Couple DUIs,
He likes to drive after.
nothing
Yeah.
too big, but
Yeah.
he's the GOAT. Bills destroy the Commanders after me having them in my fucking this game in my top fucking 5. But that shows you why I'm a casual, because I listen to people and I believe people. But I should have just went with my gut instinct and told you that the Bills are gonna fucking steamroll the Commanders.
Always go with your gut there, Rick.
Sam Howe had like 5 picks or some shit,
Yeah.
so that was crazy. But I'm a fucking casual. I wouldn't have known that. Lions bounce back against the Falcons. I guess I'll also talk about Thursday night game since it kind of happened. Just the Lions look dominant in Green Bay. I mean, they could have put up as many points as they wanted to. I think it was like the halftime stats. I think the Packers had like 70 yards at halftime.
Yeah, it was like 27-3 at halftime, I think.
Yeah, so not really talking about the Falcons game, because I mean the Falcons got rolled.
No, the Packers.
But the Packers game. Yeah, I mean they also got rolled, but it was a conference game at home, and you're expecting to kind of just sorry, I don't even know what to say. Just you're expecting to beat this team. You're expected to you've handled this team for years. I think exactly. What is it? Someone is 4-0 against them. I want to say it's Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson.
The Packers?
Yeah, he's 4-0 against the Packers. Well, whoever was there last year, like joined the team. Did Goff join the team last year? Or is this Goff's 3rd year?
He's been there like 2 or 3 years, I think.
Yeah, I want to say so. If it's 2 years, if this is his 2nd year, then he's 4-0 too. As a Lion. I also saw Montgomery. Pretty good story. We kind of talked about this yesterday, but he played for the Bears last year, came back, had 3 touchdowns this game. He had 2 touchdowns against the Packers in his career as a Bears running back, which was like 2 or 3 seasons. And he was 0-7 against the Packers.
Jeez.
And then he goes to the Lions. Now he's 1-0 against the Packers and scored 3 TDs against the Packers. And he averaged like 3.2 yards. Now he averages like 7.8 or something like that. And he told his I want to say son or maybe daughter, one of the two, obviously a child. He told his child that his child was like, you finally beat the Packers. Like, and that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, for your child to recognize that, something like this happened for you and just be happy for you. But yeah, Packers obviously played the Saints. We talked about this last night, but you didn't hear it. Come back, I was like, hey, maybe they can come back against the Lions at the end because we were recording at like halftime.
Yeah.
But they didn't. Jordan Love, he's like top 3 or top 5 in like QBR or like passing rating in the league, but I just don't see it. Like I don't. I mean, that's just me being a fucking casual and not paying attention to stats. Like, it's just last night. I mean, yeah, they had a better second half than they did the first half, but this team still needs a lot of work. The running game, AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones just not doing anything. It's sad. I mean, it just could be because of the Lions defense, but even last week, well, I mean, the Saints defense is really good. In my opinion, I think they're really good, but just, they need to get that running game fixed, especially so they can open up the pass. But Texans own the Jags still. I think it's like 22-4 over the last 26 meetings. Like that right there is crazy. I mean, almost as crazy as the Patriots being 15-0 or something like that. So
yeah,
I mean, it's just it's wild.
CJ Stroud's balling out. I think he cracked top 5 in yards, I think.
Yeah, he was rookie of the month. So I mean, happy for Stroud. I'm not a hater. I wanted Bryce to be a Texan just because I felt like that offense would do a lot more because the Panthers are not great. They can fix it. It's just gonna take time. But I wanted Bryce to be a Panther or a Texan. But happy for both guys. They both got drafted. They're both doing. They'll both figure out the league. Trevor Lawrence looking slow. Just offense looks horrible. I'm looking for a bounce back in London. So,
Hmm.
Calvin Ridley, if you're hearing this, please, I need you.
Stop betting and just focus on the game, please.
Jesus. Anyways, Chargers beat the Vikings, so they're now 1-2. Vikings are 0-3,
That's
and
incredible.
what's crazy for me. Again, we couldn't have talked about this, but the amount of people calling for Kirk Cousins' head, like ask, like saying that Kirk Cousins is going to get traded, like going to the Jets or something. Like the
You think
guy
he's the problem?
leads the league in passing yards. I think
Yeah.
touchdowns. Like he's not a bad quarterback. If
Hmm.
anything, you should call for the fucking head coach's head or the
Yeah.
defense.
The
Like
defense.
the yeah, he's putting up points. Yeah, he threw that horrible pick at the end of the game, but it was like a bobbled pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if he would have caught that fucking ball, you would have been praising Kirk Cousins. Like I
Yeah.
just don't understand why this guy is getting like shitted on the way he is.
Hmm.
But that's just
Yeah. Saw the comment that said that Kirk Cousins is gonna be the first MVP to not win a game.
yeah. I mean, it's just it's sad, man. Because after watching quarterback, if you have
Yeah.
Netflix, you root for the guy. He's a good guy. He's not a bad
Yeah.
guy. He's comes in,
Family
does his
man.
job. Yeah, family guy.
Yeah.
First one in, last one out. Lots of grit. Just
A lot of grit.
works hard. But yeah, feel bad for the guy, and I would love to see the Vikings win a game, but it would also be cool if they went 0-4. So, well, it's like last year. I mean, they won 13 game or 10 games on like one score.
Yeah.
Like it just shows you like how quick it can turn. They've lost all
Yeah.
3 games with a one score game. So, but yeah, and keep going. Cardinals took that personally. That was just the note that I took. It's just I'll
Yeah.
let
It
you
pains me that I
talk
have to
about it.
talk about this more than once because I talked about it last night, but no,
Yeah, I mean,
no one heard it. But I think it's oh man, it's just sad to I don't know if it was just like midweek shock about what happened to like Trevon Diggs, but all of the like my brother's keeper. I'm like, you good?
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm my brother's keeper. I'm we got this like Diggs, my like whatever, like
Mm.
play for Diggs, blah blah whatever, and then go out and lay an egg and just like have Joshua Dobbs run all over you. And I love Josh Dobbs, VFL, but I don't know. Like they weren't running like a super complicated offense. There was nothing complicated about it. Their defense was just I don't know. If you look at the film, like the I don't know, the route running was like lackluster. Like all of it was just like they were just expecting the Cardinals to just roll over. Like and they're looking like obviously they were looking towards playing San Francisco or even playing the Patriots this week with Zeke coming back. Like this was just a game they had to show up for. And they were like just thought they were going to be given the win or something. And obviously, no. I mean, the Cardinals were there to play. They had nothing to lose. Josh Dobbs has absolutely nothing to lose. He just played until Kyler gets back. So why not play his all? So I don't know. It was a pathetic display. And then the people calling for Dak, that Dak's the problem, just tells me one thing is that they did not watch the game, and the only thing that they saw was the highlight of him throwing a pick in the end zone at the end. Like that sucks, sure, but Dak moved them constantly, like the whole game. The red zone offense is atrocious.
Yeah.
I don't know. The play calling is awful in the red zone, and it has been the last couple of
Well,
games. But they
McCarthy's
haven't
calling the
needed it.
plays, right?
Yeah, which I mean, I don't know what that is about the red zone offense being so stale. But I mean, they haven't needed it in the past 2 games, and then one game they needed it. Terrible, terrible calls.
Well, it's like
Whatever. Learn from it.
yeah. I mean, this is
What do
me
you
just
think?
like coming, as I watched the game
Hmm.
partially because Red Zone had it on a lot because it was one of the games that was actually exciting during that four
Hmm.
o'clock window here on the East Coast. So,
Hmm.
just the biggest takeaway for me, like obviously I'm a casual when it comes to Cowboys. I don't follow them as much, but I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, the Red Zone offense just, I mean, it's not like don't have targets. I mean, they have CD,
Yeah,
who's a top wide receiver. They have Brandon Cooks, who is a speedster guy. He's not getting the
yeah,
ball. They have Gallup back,
yeah.
saying he's as healthy as ever. Pollard,
Bro, Gallup, his. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
but yeah, just Pollard, one of the
Yeah,
top backs of the league last year. I think he was the top back or something like that. Rico stepping into the role, and then even the tight ends. I mean, they have a lot of tight end sets. Like there should be
yeah,
no reason. I mean, you could take a note from the other guy in the conference. The tush push, get to the fucking 1 yard line, man. Just stuff it up the line. Like
literally, man.
yeah, I don't understand. Like I don't understand why you're not scoring touchdowns. But I
Yeah,
guess it's just me being a fucking casual. But I mean, yeah,
they.
calling for Dak's head is crazy. Uh, but maybe like all these people calling for players, like why don't you question the coaches? Why don't you
Yeah,
question McCarthy? How long has he been there?
yeah.
What has he done? I mean,
I
yeah,
mean,
they
yeah,
had the best record
yeah,
in a while, but I mean,
yeah,
at that point, you could have done it with Jason Garrett. you know,
yeah.
I think Jason
But
Garrett and Mike McCarthy have the same record. Sorry, I'll let you go, but not the same
they
record, but
might.
like just they've done the
Oh,
same
playoff
shit.
record. Yeah,
They've done the same
yeah,
shit. So
yeah. No, yeah. Um, but I was gonna say something else. Oh, Rico Dowdle did have a really good game. That was like the most we've really ever seen of him because he's the true RB2 this year. Also, I don't remember seeing a lot of Deuce Vaughn, but that might be. I
yeah.
don't know. He might have not got a lot of touches. Oh, Gallup. That's what I was gonna say. The last thing. Let me move on. I don't. They're not incorporating Michael Gallup. I don't know what he did. Like he does. Like he's 2 years removed from his ACL tear. Like that's when you're your healthiest. Is like 2 years after your ACL. Like a year after is whatever. The second year after your ACL tear moves, your ACL tears is when you're supposed to be back 100%. He is. Like if you look at him, he is. There was one like 27-yard, like 22 yards, something like that, pass to the sideline, just like a vertical jump, and Gallup went up and got it, and he looked like his old self, toe tap in. And like I don't understand why they're not trying more of that, incorporating that in the red zone. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's a quick pass game in my opinion. Not like this is me just being casual, but just a quick pass game. I mean, like you have Cooks, you have the speed, you have Gallup.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a big body wide receiver. Well, he's
Mm-hmm.
bigger. CD, I mean, just he
Yeah.
can take it the distance if you get it to him. And even
Yeah.
Pollard, just he's a pass catching back. Like I don't understand. Um, again, just being casual, but just the quick pass game, like help Dak. I don't hate
Mm-hmm.
the guy, but like help him by having better play calls. And
Yeah.
you don't need to have 200 fucking rushing yards to win the game.
It didn't help that they had three of their starting offensive linemen out.
Mm. But yeah, but I mean
But
at the same time, like you know, these are NFL players. Not saying that
yeah,
they aren't bad, but there's a reason they're in the NFL. Like
yeah, but they're not Zach Martin.
yeah, but if you get the ball in your playmakers' hands and
Yeah,
let them get them in space, like I'm sure they can help you. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's like you said, just casual. But
yeah. I mean, I still good.
I'll just go ahead. I'll let you finish up on that, and I was just gonna keep going.
I was just gonna say that I still can't name a single player on Arizona's defense because Buda Baker didn't play, and look what they did to Dallas. So good job for them, man.
Yeah, and even then, Zaven Collins, they're like, second year linebacker, like a Swiss Army
There you
guy.
go.
He went out during the
Yeah.
game, so
Oh,
yeah, it just kind of shows you. And just to keep going, Chiefs smoked the Bears. Nothing much to say. Oh, actually, did you know Taylor Swift was at that game?
who's that?
She's like an American artist, like singing artist.
Singing artist.
She dates Travis
The
Kelsey, the best tight end in the nation.
oh,
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
When I kept it was Travis Kelsey. Okay, when I kept hearing
Travis.
Kelsey Swift, I kept hearing Kelsey Swift, and I thought it was Jason Kelsey and DeAndre Swift.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, there's no way these two are hooking up.
You're telling me these guys are fucking. But yeah. I mean, a team scores fucking 70 points first time since 1966. But Taylor Swift is all over ESPN.
Holy
But
shit, Taylor Swift is there.
who cares? Chiefs smoke the Bears. Matt Canada versus Josh McDaniels.
Primetime battle that everyone wants to see.
Yeah, didn't really care. Josh McDaniels. I want to say it. I'm not going to say it because he got arrested today. So we talked about it last night. So you guys won't know. He got
Did he really?
arrested.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
he got arrested. So not going to say much about it. But Josh McDaniels kicking a field goal, down 8 points.
Josh McDaniels did not get arrested.
No,
You,
no,
you
no.
tell him who got arrested at least.
Chandler Jones. Just do
Yeah.
your research. But yeah, Matt Canada sucks. Josh McDaniels is dumb. So
Mhm.
yeah, just keep going. Eagles dominate, but still not, in my opinion, hitting on all cylinders.
No.
The Bucks are gonna buck. Mike Evans
Yep.
is a monster, and it's
Yep.
probably gonna be a Chief by the end of the season. So,
Probably.
but yeah, Bengals finally win, but at what cost? Joe Burrow is still hurt. He's still.
God, bro.
I just think they need to put him on IR for a bit and just kind of see,
Yeah.
just kind of let their defense balled out. I mean,
Yeah.
the
He's way too
Rams,
valuable
yeah,
to play hurt.
yeah, let him rest for a bit. Just kind of, and you can be a wild card.
Yeah.
You can do that. You don't have to be
Yeah.
the number one seed. Like protect your
Yeah.
quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Rams, I think they're a good team. They got hoed in my opinion. The Bengals should have been 0-4, but the Bengals have to win. Or did they? Was it their first win? Yeah, that was their first
so.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they NFL, that's their poster child. So they gave them that win. And then just the one game I didn't hit on really was the Panthers 0-3. No Bryce injury out. Andy Dalton did look good. Thielen, DJ Chark. I just wish these guys could do it when Bryce is in the game. Just help the
Too much to
rookie
ask
out.
for. Yeah.
Andy Dalton didn't look bad. Looking into, we'll go ahead and do the preview real quick. And Panthers game, Bryce is cleared and expected to, or not expected, but is cleared to play. So who knows? We'll see if he does play. Already talked about the Lions Packers. Lions, good team, really good team.
Yeah. We both had the Lions there, I believe.
Yeah, we both picked the Lions. So while we're reviewing this preview, like into next week, we'll also kind of pick our games. That way to be consistent with prior episodes. Dolphins Bills first on my slate. Well, yeah, let me go back. Falcons Jags is going to be in London, so it's a 9:30 kickoff here on the East Coast. If you're on the West, if you're watching this, I'm sorry because it's at 6:30. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the Jags. I just think their offense has been lacking, and I think the Falcons have a bad passing secondary or passing defense. So I expect the Jags to kind of get it together, especially out of the country, figure it out, and hopefully get Calvin Ridley some touchdowns and Trevor Lawrence to show us why they won the South, why he was projected to be a really good quarterback coming into this year, and just that offense, man. That offense has been bad.
Atlanta just doesn't. Atlanta needs a quarterback. Like, I don't think Ritter is the answer, but
Well, I
they have
mean,
way too many weapons.
the biggest thing about the Falcons too is like if they can't get the lead, they can't run the ball. That's what they do. They're running the ball. They're running it down. They're getting that, just grinding it out in the trenches. And it's kind of hard to do that when you're down 14, down 20. Just can't do that. And like you said, Ritter just needs to either tighten up or just know he's not going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jags for me. I'll let you. I think you already said it too.
I also have Jacksonville.
Yeah. So Dolphins Bills next up. Dolphins 3-0 at Buffalo. I'm gonna take the Dolphins, but I just know that this could be a bad thing for me. But I'm just gonna be confident in my team. I want the Dolphins to do it. I don't think they're gonna do it in my lifetime. But who knows? This could be the year. Obviously, I'm saying too much. We still got a lot of football left. But
what was the? Sorry, go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, what was that stat that you said
Oh,
You said it yesterday.
so teams to score 60 plus the week after are like 1-7 all time since like 1960, whatever, whenever that happened. But yeah, so it's not in our favor. But especially going to Buffalo, it's supposed to be really good weather, really good game. I expect a lot of offense just because our defense sucks, but the Bills' defense is good, but our offense is good. So I expect a lot of shootout, especially kind of like last year. If you watch the playoff game, that's what kind of I'm expecting. Tua didn't play that game, but it was a really good game, and we did it with a rookie. So just I got the Dolphins in Buffalo. Should be a really good game. A little
Yep.
nervous, but
Yeah. I see this like series being split. I know this is in Buffalo, but I think Miami's hot right now, so I think Miami wins this one. But like I said, I don't think Miami has the series. I think Buffalo might get back at him later this year, but we'll see because that's in Miami.
well,
So,
the next time
but I
we
have Miami
play
winning
is
too.
in January, and it's in Miami, so it's like
Yeah,
60 degrees, 70 degrees, so it's gonna be
yeah,
better for Buffalo then. But if you win it, it's if you're gonna win this series, you got to win this one. You have to win this one, and I have confidence in the guys. Coach, like I said, McDaniel's is a coach that I feel like I could get behind. Anybody could get behind. It's just one of those guys. He's a guy being a dude, and
yeah,
just he's I think he's a good leader. So I
yeah,
expect the guys to. I think there was something where they're not looking at last year's games because they were like, if you need to, I think it was like McDaniel was like, if you need to check your pulse, or if you need to get hyped for this game, check your pulse because you're not in the right place.
yeah,
Like it's just they're coming for it all. They know what this team can do. I mean, 70 points. Like, not saying they're going to score 70 against the Bills, but like I said, it should be a really good game. I just hope we can stay healthy, and if we do lose, just keep it competitive and stay
yeah,
healthy. All right, so going down, Broncos Bears should be a nail biter.
yeah.
Um,
This might be game of the week.
Nothing much to say, but give me the Bears. Justin Fields. If you're going to turn it around, you have to turn it around here. You
I
have to.
refuse to give up on Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's me. um,
Yeah, Chicago here. I think will get their first win of the year at home.
Also, I want to see what would happen if the Broncos do go 0-4. Like that
Yeah.
locker room is falling apart.
Hmm.
Like I think it was I forget the name, Garrett Bowles or something like that. One of the tackles. Just
Yeah,
he's like
he's
I'm
like said he was sick of winning, or
yeah he's like
he's
I'm
been
he's
losing
like I'm
all
tired
the
of
time there.
fucking losing.
Yeah,
And I'm like, it just kind of shows you that these guys are wanting change. But I
yeah,
would like to see what happens if they go 1-4.
yeah,
Sean Payton, he was supposed to revive it. Here he is. If he loses to the Bears, this is going to be a bad one.
yeah,
Yeah. So I got the Bears. Who you got?
yeah. Chicago get their
Chicago.
first dub.
Yeah. Ravens Browns. I wanted to go with the Ravens, but I'm gonna go with the Browns. I mean, after what happened last week, I'm not saying the Colts are a bad team. I
Mhm.
just figured they would have handled the business. This is a conference game or a division game,
Yeah.
but it is in the Browns' favor because it's
Mhm.
in Cleveland. So Browns are hot, especially after last week. Expect them to keep rolling and kind of take care of business against the Ravens. I mean, if they
Yeah.
do win this game, they're in the lead in the North.
Hmm.
So that'd be wild. Browns
Yeah.
winning, taking the lead in the
Hmm.
North. That's kind of crazy. I got
Yeah.
the
I mean,
Browns.
yeah. I was gonna say if massage enthusiast Deshaun Watson can continue to improve, I
Yeah,
think this is the Browns as well.
yeah. I mean, and they're doing it for Chubb.
Yeah, exactly. This is how you handle playing for your hurt teammate who's out for the year.
Yeah.
Take notes, please. Cowboys.
Bengals Titans just keep rolling. I got the Titans. I don't think Joe Burrow is healthy, and the
Yeah.
Rams defensive line is good. Aaron Donald is on there, but the thing about the Titans is they're always gonna have a defense. Yeah, they got destroyed by the Browns last week, but I
Mhm.
expect Joe Burrow to keep getting hit. And who knows? I mean, I don't want to. call it or like wish it upon anybody, but if he can't stay up in this game, I mean, you might have to
Yeah.
sit him down. I got
Let's
the
get back to
Titans. AJ
just out of
McCarron.
curiosity. Wow.
They just signed him, so yeah, should be. I got the Titans in this one. Like I said, I mean the Bengals should be the winners, but I just don't. I can't pick them with Burrow still being hurt.
Yeah.
You got the Titans.
Um. Yeah. I don't know actually. Could we see Will Levis play for Tennessee this week?
Yeah. That's another thing. If the Bengals do end up like kind of taking over this game, like at what point do you see Will Levis, Willis? I think he's on there as well.
Yeah.
Like
I
at one
I
point,
still don't understand why they didn't give Willis more time to develop.
yeah. I mean, at what point do
Yeah.
you see these rookie quarterbacks? Because Tannehill's clearly not, making it run
Yeah.
in the
At this
offense
point,
department.
if I were a Titans fan, I would be a little upset that they haven't played Levis yet or Willis.
Yeah. Or
But
even then,
yeah,
like I said earlier, Derrick Henry, he said
yeah,
that he's
just
got a
taking the
fire
pressure.
under him. So yeah, should be a good
So
game.
yeah, yeah, I will take Tennessee. It's at home, so
Yeah.
maybe they'll get it
Uh,
going.
Rams Colts. I'm gonna go with the Rams just to kind of start it off. I think Richardson should be
Yeah,
back, but I just think the Rams are a better team. Like, I mean, they're more veteran or not veteran, but because I think they have the most rookies or something like that. But I mean, just Stafford. He's a
yeah.
dog. They should be 2-1 right now, in my opinion. But the Bengals, the baby child. So
Yeah. I'm also gonna take LA. I don't know if Richardson's back. Even if he is, I think LA is good. So I'll also take LA.
no,
Tampa and New Orleans is up next for me.
yeah.
Um, I what was that? I didn't see what one of my friends said us that. What did it say about Derek Carr? Is he out this week again?
He's he was practicing in the first team reps, so he's probably gonna
Okay.
play.
Okay.
I don't expect him to be 100%. I expect the
Yeah.
Saints to win this just because their defense is, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is really good, and they need to
Mhm.
test everybody on the defense. If you're hearing this,
Yeah.
because they have like two players out now for PEDs. Yeah, PFF. I think it's like three Saints players have the most forced pass breakups, and
Wow.
of the top four, they're all three of them are Saints. So I mean,
Dang.
it's just the whenever Bryce Young played the Saints, a lot of people, you know, just casually. I mean, if you pay attention to this game, you're just like, oh, the Panthers suck. No, the Saints defense is good. They have a really good defense, and if Baker struggles like he did last week against the Eagles, I just expect the Saints to kind of handle this.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, Marshawn Lattimore should be, a good game, but just
I have New Orleans as well,
yeah,
just because it's at home and like you're saying, that defense is stout. So
yeah,
New Orleans and Washington and Philly. I have Philly, even though they don't look good. Just based off of last week, Washington looked awful, and I think Washington is coming back down from Earth, coming back down to Earth after their 2-0 start. So
yeah.
I have Philly. It's in Philly.
I mean, this is
I
this
think.
is a game they should win.
Yeah.
But looking back to last year, I think the Commanders were the
Yeah.
ones that upset their perfect run or something like that.
And it was in Philly, I believe.
Yeah, in Philly. So I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? Division game. Just you
Hmm.
never know. But
Hmm.
Eagles should take this. Sam Howell, looking for a bounce back. Maybe not as many picks,
Yeah.
but it should be a game that if you're an Eagles fan, do you want your team to kind of put it together on this game, kind of figure
Yeah.
it out?
I think if the Washington can keep it close, like Commanders fans should chop that up for a dub. You know, even though Philly doesn't look great, just
Yeah.
like keeping up with them would be good. A
I
moral
mean,
victory for them.
looking at the season, I didn't expect, I didn't expect them to be 2-1 right now. So
No.
I mean, that's kind of a win already.
No.
So
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Cardinals, and they are juggernauts. So
yeah, there you go. I mean,
yeah.
the Cowboys can beat the Cardinals. So
Exactly. Exactly.
Vikings Panthers. Panthers. Bryce Young, like I said, is on pace to play. Don't know if he will
Mm,
play at the moment. I would love to see the Panthers get their first win, especially against the Vikings, who I don't think is a bad team, and it would be pretty cool to see them go 0-4. But
that'd be
like I
wild.
said, I like Kirk. I don't hate the guy. Unfortunately, one of these teams have to lose in my opinion, and I'm gonna go with the Panthers. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it against this Vikings defense that sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
this
I
is a
think
game
Kirk
where Bryce
Cousins.
Young. Hmm.
I was just gonna say I think Kirk Cousins wins a football game this week. So
You going Vikings?
I am going Vikings. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So first differ. So
first defer.
Steelers Texans should be also a really good game. Texans are hitting on all cylinders. Steelers offense still can't get it together. So I'm going with the Texans. Just riding off of their high last week. Just what they
Yeah,
did to the Jags. I mean, like I said, I thought the Jags were going to be a playoff team, and for them to
yeah,
do what they did in Jacksonville is just crazy. D'Amico, I mean, he's getting these guys fired up. He's getting them ready to play, and Stroud's looking good.
yeah. And
So
Take Dell becoming a bona fide star and before our eyes. So
yeah,
seeing it unfold.
Steelers 2-1. Don't know how, but just uh, just their offense is just not there for me. I would
Hmm.
love to see them to get the tight end in there, get Najee back in there somehow. Just don't know what they're doing. I mean, just you have plenty of offensive talent. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Just figure it
Yeah.
out, man. Just figure it out. I'm going with the
Do you think Pickett
Texans.
is the guy?
I think Pickett's the guy. I just think Canada is not the guy. I think Najee's the guy. I think Pickett is their quarterback. Don't really care for George Pickens, but he's good.
Hmm.
Even then, they got Fryermuth and Washington. Like, they've got monster tight ends. Like, why aren't we figuring this out? Just Steelers. Just I feel bad for the fans. Don't know how they're 2-1, but who knows? I'm going with the Texans. Who are you going with?
I also have the Texans here.
Gotcha. Raiders
Yeah.
Chargers. Nothing much to say. Chargers should. I got the
Chargers should roll
Chargers.
them, hopefully.
Yeah, Chargers got this in my opinion, but
Yeah.
who knows? Patriots Cowboys. Uh, I got the Patriots. I want to say the Cowboys, but I just want to see Mac Jones kind of put it together. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's a good player, and only reason I'm not going with the Cowboys is just because of the red zone defense. I mean, the Patriots held the Dolphins to their lowest points this season. Yeah, it's been 3 games, but for them to hold
Yeah.
that offense to like slow them down, if it wasn't for the run game, it's just we would have lost that game.
Yeah.
Took us to the wire, and I think the Dolphins are a good team. I don't think the Patriots are a bad team. I don't think the Cowboys are a bad team. I mean, I'm going with the Patriots just solely because I don't trust their offense yet. I don't trust it yet. Let me rephrase that.
Hmm. Yeah. I think they're gonna bounce back, hopefully, in a big way. Hopefully they'll get the
Yeah, I
red
mean,
zone
if you,
situation figured out.
mhm.
But I don't know. Seeing Zeke coming back, hopefully, dude, it'd be sick if Zeke had a big game, just kind of like an FU to Dallas. Um,
It's like, hey, I'm still pretty good.
yeah, I did see that there's a rumor that he could be put in the stadium's Ring of Honor, or not the stadium's Ring of Honor, or yeah, maybe the stadium's Ring of Honor, or like the Ring of Honor that they have for like the practice complex, which is insane, because every single one of those members in the Ring of Honor is a Hall of Famer, and Jimmy Johnson's not there. Their three-time Super Bowl winning coach, or their two-time Super Bowl winning coach, is not there,
I mean,
and he's also a Hall of Famer.
he was a really good running back when he was healthy and he was there and stuff. But towards that
Yeah,
back end, it kind of just left a bad taste in your mouth if you're a Cowboys fan. Hello.
exclusively Jimmy Johnson in there yet.
Hey,
That's
hold
just
on.
Jerry Jones being an idiot.
It kind of cut out on that. Sorry about that, guys. But you were saying
No, I mean I was just saying that's just Jerry Jones just being Jerry Jones and just being
petty.
confrontational. Yeah,
Yeah.
petty. Exactly. That's the word.
Yeah. I mean, should be a good game. Definitely gonna keep my eyes out on this game. I got the Patriots just solely because I don't trust the Cowboys offense yet. But prove me wrong. I want to be proven
Yeah.
wrong. I want to, but I also, like I said, I want Mac Jones to kind of start hitting his stride. I mean, I think he's a good player. I think he should have been a 49er, but obviously going
Oh my
into,
gosh, dude.
yeah, just to keep
If he
going.
was a 49er, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think they probably would have already had their Super Bowl. Not saying anything against Brock Purdy. I mean, the guy is undefeated in the regular season. He still hasn't lost a game as a starter. Cardinals, 49ers. Who knows? I mean, we could get the Cardinals of last week. You just don't. I mean, I'm
I
going with the
do.
49ers just because they're the best team right now.
I wholeheartedly will tell you, you will not get the same Cardinals as last week. The 49ers will absolutely roll the Arizona Cardinals. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Yes. McCaffrey's gonna have a game. They're not
I,
gonna be. They're not gonna know what to do
I
with that
picked up Mitchell
offense.
on the back end, man. I just the way they're using McCaffrey. I mean, I know he's like, kind of lead back and like just workload guy, but eventually I just it's gonna happen. It's 17 games, bro. They can't keep doing what
Don't
they're
say
doing
that,
with
man.
McCaffrey.
That's my pick.
I
That was my
mean,
number one pick.
I just I just don't see it. I mean, yeah, I mean, who knows? I love McCaffrey, and I want nothing but the best for him, and I'd love to see him get a ring.
I feel
I
like he's getting.
I won't want to. I don't want to see them win a ring though because of their fans. Because
Oh yeah, they're the
all
worst.
these 49ers fans coming out of nowhere, just
Literally,
it's fucking crazy. But anyways,
they're like Cowboys fans, except they don't care about the 49ers when they're bad.
yeah, there you go. But yeah, 49ers should roll. Cardinals aren't a bad team, especially after last week. You kind of saw that, but it is
Yeah,
in San Fran or Santa Clara, whatever it is. But
yeah.
should be a good game. 49ers should kind of keep flexing. And yeah, Chiefs Jets Sunday night.
hmm
We talked about this last night a little bit. I kind of
Yeah,
think this is the game that if there was to be a turnaround, it's this game.
for the Jets.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to go out there and prove something, you beat the Bills, you beat the Jets, you beat the
Mm,
Dolphins. Like it kind of builds that for next year. I mean, yeah, I hate to say next year because you want to win now, but
mm.
I don't see them doing much without Aaron. Um,
No, that's just so unfortunate that that happened.
I'm picking,
But give
yeah,
me Kansas City.
yeah, I'm picking Kansas City. But if there's one game they do it, it's this game. It's Sunday night. All eyes are on them. It,
hmm
Taylor Swift is going to be there. Did you know that? Did you know Taylor Swift is going to be at the game? So,
Made me drop my mic, Rick.
but yeah, should be a really good game, in my opinion. The Jets have a really good defense, and I expect them to step it up, man. Aaron Rodgers said you need to stop fucking pointing fingers. Just you know, take the ownership and tighten the fuck up, drop your sack, and just go, man. Just play football. Just play.
Yeah,
That's all it is, man.
just
Just
play.
go out there, hit somebody. But yeah, I mean, I'm picking the Chiefs, but I would love to see the Jets kind of bounce back in this game and kind
Yeah,
of. I mean, I don't really care much for Zach Wilson, but I mean, just the way people shit on him kind of makes you want him to do good.
yeah.
But Chiefs all day.
Seattle,
But
New York,
yeah,
Monday night.
I think Seattle is gonna. I don't think they'll do bad things. I think this will be a lot closer than I'm anticipating. But
Yeah.
I just got the Seahawks in this. I mean, I'd love to see the rookie Smith and Jigba kind of step
hmm
into the offense a little bit more.
Yeah.
They're
I
running
mentioned.
backs. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I mentioned. You said you want Smith and Jigba to step up more or get involved more.
Mm,
I don't understand why New York hasn't involved Jalen Hyatt a little bit more.
yeah,
Just his speed factor. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not like they have
yeah. Just
a massive
ask
receiving room.
Alabama and Demarco Hellums, who plays for the
I wasn't.
Falcons, about his about those slants. Just give him a fucking slant.
I wasn't. I wasn't even referring to that. I was just
No.
saying
I'm
it's not
just
like.
saying. No, I'm just saying though. Like, get this
Yeah, speed kills.
get this guy the ball. Just see what he does. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing about the Giants. Get the ball out of Danny Dimes' hands. Just get the ball
Yeah.
out of his hands, and I think Saquon's back, but I'm still going with the Seahawks.
Yep.
They're two headed monster in the back. The rookie Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. I mean, the
Yeah.
run game is there, and but yeah, I want to see Smith and Jigba kind of step into this offense a little bit more. Lockett's getting a little old. Not saying he's washed, but I
No,
want to.
he's not. But
I want to
he's
say. I want to see them incorporate this rookie. I mean,
yeah, he should blossom.
yeah. But yeah, it should be a good game. A lot closer than I'm thinking in my head. But I still got the Seahawks taking this, just
Yep.
because I don't think the Giants are a good franchise at the moment.
Hmm.
No, that rounds out the NFL and kind of the show for the day. Unless you got something else you want to say.
Um, I can't think of anything other than I'm just really excited for Sunday night. Um, Taylor Swift is going to be at the game. That's all I can think about now. So
Yeah, I mean, it should be a pretty good week. Like I
yeah,
said, not too many games, but you know, still gonna turn my TV on. You know, the casual might tune into Sunday Night Football. It's probably about it.
yeah. There you go.
So
Do you think the Jags Atlanta game? I doubt it's on Red Zone.
it's on ESPN Plus.
There you go. So it will not.
So I won't be watching it because I don't pay for that. But
Nope.
I'll watch the highlights. So,
There you go. All
but
right, Rick.
But all right, that rounds up the show. We actually went a little bit longer than we ended up recording last night. So, but thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for subscribing, liking, comment if you'd like. If you wanted us to do other things as well, we can. You know, and thank you for fourth episode of this. You know, we got a long season ahead of us, and hoping to do some stuff in the off season as well. But like I said, it was still a lot of ball. We'll figure this out as time goes on, and thank you for those that are sticking around and especially listening to us talk about our casual thoughts and just giving our opinion on it. Like I said, just like, comment, subscribe, tell us what we can do better, tell us what we suck at, tell us that we're fucking stupid, whatever you want to do. But also follow us on Instagram at the BOH BOIS, Back at House Boys, and also on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Not too big on that platform yet, but you know, if you want to follow us, and you know, eventually we'll get rolling on this. Like I said, just kind of going as we go, and we'll learn as we go as well. Thank you for everything. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do, and give us a follow on Instagram. And thank you for everything. Anything you want to say?
No, just appreciate it. Y'all have a good week. Stay safe. We will see you next week.
Yeah, enjoy the ball and roll Tide, go Fish, just go Vols, I guess.
GBO, we them boys.
But we'll figure it out, man. Just enjoy the weekend, stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.